and welcome back to another reading vlog. So I have just ended this video, but I forgot to do an intro, so I'm going to do that now. But in this video I read 4 books, I think. So I read Every Summer After, Me Before You, Darling Venom, and I reread My Dark Vanessa. So I really hope you enjoy the reading vlog, and let's just get right on into it. Okay, so I'm going to now start reading Every Summer After. In one of my vlogs you would have seen that I was trying to read this, but because I'm in a reading slump, I just wasn't motivated to read it. I just didn't want to, and so I kept moving on to different books that I thought would get me out of it, like quick reads. I still didn't get out of it. So I'm gonna try and finish this now, and if you're wondering why I've got my headphones on, it's because I'm going to be listening to a forum. So that's what I'm going to go and do, and I will speak to you all soon.
I saw the weed bent over, and I was afraid.
Okay, so, not last night, but the night before, I finished Every Summer After. Now, so the night before, I finished this at like 7 in the morning, and I did stay up all night and read it, because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read this, I'm just gonna sit down and read it, force myself, because as we all know, I'm in a reading slump. So I forced myself, I sat down and forced myself to read it, and it got me hooked. I was hooked. So this I rated 4.5 stars. Now I didn't rate it a full 5 stars, and I'll get into that. So if you don't know what this is about, this is about Persephone and Sam, and they are friends. They start off as friends, and it goes from past to present, and something happened for the reason of why they no longer saw each other. So you find out like what that is, and you know, all that good stuff. Now, the thing that happened, which is like the plot twist, I thought to myself in my head, now if you saw my Goodreads review, you already know this, but I thought as I was reading it, I was like, could this have happened? And then I thought to myself, no, surely not. I'm thinking wrong. I've got to be wrong. It reveals what happened. I wasn't wrong. I was in fact correct. And I was shocked. I had to put the book down, stare at a wall, and then proceed. That's literally what I had to do. So yes, this is 4.5 stars. I didn't rate it a full 5 stars for the pure fact of I think that the plot twist, as much as I think that it was like shocking and it was a good plot twist of like what happened, I feel like something like it could have been more interesting. The writer could have done something better with it, and people do say that this is very similar to Love and Other Words and the Summertime Pretty trilogy, and they're correct. And also with the Love and Other Words, I feel like it's just Love and Other Words but from a different author. Let me know if you think the same. But yeah, I do think it, like what happened, it could have been something more interesting, but it still was good, if that makes sense. Am I making sense? I don't know. But now I'm currently reading, I didn't bring the book with me, but I'm currently rereading My Dark Vanessa because my cousin wanted to read it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to reread it with you, if you don't mind. So that is what I'm currently rereading. If you haven't read My Dark Vanessa, it is, in fact, dark. It's not a romance, as some people say. Now at the beginning, like, I realised that in my first video that I ever did, and in a couple of my videos, I was saying that it was a romance. I didn't mean that. It was just because everyone else kept saying that it was a romance, and I was like, I need to stop saying that. I need to stop saying what other people are saying. And so yeah, it's definitely not a romance, so don't go into it thinking that it is, because that's what I did. And when I read it, I was like, oh, this is not a romance, because I read a lot of teacher-student romances, and they are done in like a romantic way, if that makes sense, where it's supposed to be like fun and lighthearted. Well, fun and lighthearted, but this is just not it, you know. It's not a romance, so please keep that in mind. Check the trigger warnings, because there is a lot of hot topics that's also in this, obviously. And yeah, I also did do an Instagram post, which you probably saw if you follow me on Instagram, so you know my thoughts on that. Okay, so yeah, that is what I'm currently rereading, and I'm also reading Me Before You. So I've got about 2 hours or something like that left of that, so I'm hoping to also finish that today, hopefully, and I'm hoping to finish my Dark Vanessa by tomorrow. So those are my current reads, and what I'm going to read after that I don't know, but we'll see, whether it's in this vlog or another reading vlog. But yeah, I think I'm slowly coming out of my reading slump, fingers crossed, because now there's so many books I want to pick up, whereas before there wasn't, and I think it was just maybe I needed a bit of a break, or maybe I just need to push myself. I'm still going to reread the After series, which I don't know if that video is going to be before or after this, but we'll see. So yes, I'm going to go and try and finish Me Before You, and then I'll read some of my Dark Vanessa. I think that's what I'm going to go do. So yeah, I'll speak to you all soon.
I saw the weed bent over, and I was afraid for no reason at all. The wind can't move my weight, I'm safe. The rationale's not working for me. These normal things get scary without you, like the movies you never see, squeezing me, peeking out at the TV. And I'm young right now, won't put my feet up. I miss my own for a chance I dreamed of. The darkest moments, the silly horsing around, but the sound of my FaceTime doesn't wake you up. At midnight, I leave my room to get air. I go outside, I started walking, but I'm freaked out by the clouds.
Okay, so it's like 5:30 in the morning. Yes, you heard me right. And I started reading Darling Venom by Parker S. Huntington. So I was reading the physical copy that I have, but I decided to move to my Kindle so I can lie down and actually get comfortable. And earlier I did finish Me Before You, which I'll get into more tomorrow. Well, say tomorrow. It's today. But I'll get more into that later. I am still currently reading my Dark Vanessa, but I'm thinking about moving on to the audiobook for that. So, yes. I'm currently on chapter 4 of Darling Venom, so I'm not far, but I will keep you updated as much as I can. I'm enjoying it so far. It's a very interesting start to the book, and all I'm going to say is I highly recommend that you do check the trigger warnings, because even from what it starts off with, I know that there's going to be like hard topics about it. Like the first thing it starts off with is the topic of suicide. So yeah, please check the trigger warnings for this book if you're going to read it, which I didn't do, which is probably a bad idea, but I have heard that other people say that it's got some hard topics in. So yeah, that's my update for now. I'll speak to you all whenever I next speak to you. Okay, so I'm now on chapter 15, and what just happened? Like, I was kind of expecting it, but because I've read it, like, wow. Yes, I did get rid of the tears out of my eyes before I recorded this, but there's probably still some. So, I'm gonna continue, but I just wanted to give you an update. And if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, just That's crazy. And let me know if you was expecting what happened, if you read it, because I was, but no, like reading it and knowing that's definitely happened, like, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna continue reading. Okay, so I'm currently reading My Dark Vanessa now, and I'm gonna try and finish it because I moved to the audiobook, so I can like do a couple of things and listen to it as well and get it done basically. So yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. I'll give you an update when I have one, but at the moment I am on page 72, so it's getting to the hard stuff now. Well, there was already a lot of hard stuff, but I mean the harder stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try and finish this and then I'll update you when I have one, or if something interesting comes up. Okay, so you're gonna have to mind my headphones, because I look a bit silly. Actually, I'll take them off. But I have now moved on. Well, I'm going to move on to Darling Venom because I need a break from My Dark Vanessa. It's too dark. No pun intended, by the way. It's just, it can be very hard to read, and the first time I read it, I'm pretty sure I needed a couple of breaks as well. But as I'm pretty sure I told you, this was a buddy read with my cousin. She finished it, I think, yesterday, and I told her that I wasn't going to change my rating when she told me hers, but I'm reading it now and I'm thinking maybe I should change it because it's not quite 5 stars for me anymore. And I did read this when I was getting into reading, so it would have been a 5 stars to me back then, but now I think it might be more of like a 4 star, maybe 4.5. So yeah, I don't know. But I'm going to just read My Darling Venom and I'll give you an update when I have one. Okay, so I have been listening to Darling Venom for quite a while now, and I'm now on page 244, and it's actually really good so far, and I am very hooked. So I think this is also going to help me with my reading slump. I don't think I have one anymore, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, it's very, very interesting so far. I mean, I'm at a very interesting bit. If you've read this book, you probably know where I'm at. But yeah, so very good so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna continue reading and I'll give you all an update when I have one. Okay, so I can't remember the last thing that I filmed, but I'm going to end the video right now. But I did say I'll do like an overview of everything, of all the books I've read. So I'm going to do that now. I can't remember what books I read in this vlog. I think it's these 4 that I've got right here. How weird. Okay, so first one, Every Summer After. Rated at 4.5 stars. You know my review on that. I enjoyed it. You know my review. I've told you. Then I have Me Before You. I rated this 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I watched the movie beforehand. Really good. Loved it. And it was a great listen to listen to like while I was like doing stuff. And it was an easy read. Then I read Darling Venom. Now this, check the trigger warnings. It's very hard to read, very hard topics. It's enemies to lovers, very, very interesting. Rated at 5 stars. Wow, love it. Great. Then we have My Dark Vanessa. This was a reread for me. It was, I enjoyed the book. That's the wrong word, but what I mean is like it's very triggering, very hard to read, but an interesting read and interesting to learn about the way, like how strong manipulation can be, and like how the way people can manipulate others. Like, it's crazy to me to think that like Vanessa's being manipulated without knowing she's been manipulated, if that makes sense. But yeah, very, very hard to read, but I do highly recommend that you read it, but check the trigger warnings. So that's the end of this reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.